Hey guys, so you're probably watching this video and just wondering what is this about? Well, if you've looked at my archive.org account and specifically look through my Pingu stuff I've uploaded, you will see I have uploaded this DVD ISOs of a 3-disc Pingu set called the Pingu Collection. And apparently over 500 people have seen it, and it has 6 favorites. And so the DVD was obviously bootleg. But I think the thing that's more interesting is the content that's on the physical disc, on the disc itself, and the things that the discs came with. But before I get ahead of myself, let me at least explain how I obtained this mysterious DVD. On September of 2019, I think it was September 17th, around that time, I was scrolling through eBay for Pingu DVDs just because, I wanted to get all the Pingu DVDs I could. And so I was scrolling, I found this DVD on eBay for about $25 or $19. It was in between in one of those. I looked at it and I don't know what I was thinking, but when I looked at it, I just thought yeah, this is gonna be cool. It's gonna have all of the episodes from the original versions with the original theme song and woodpeckers from space. This is gonna be cool. So after a few days, I ended up buying it, and so it arrived in my mailbox. And so I put it into my computer and saw this. Yeah. And just in case you don't actually know which theme this is actually the opening Japanese theme called the Pingu rap, which was used in Japan for Pingu. Now, obviously at the time, I didn't even know what this song was. I honestly thought it was just some random remix some guy got off YouTube, until I just found out a few months ago that actually it was from Japan, but they're getting off track. So after I watched do the DVDs, I somehow was correct. It actually had all the original versions with the original theme song and with the original dubs and Woodpeckers from Space. And even had some episodes of Pingu that weren't even on YouTube at the time, and I don't even think they are as of now. And the thing that was even more interesting was that because in the beginning of every episode, some guy actually manually typed in their own the name of the episode with whatever font they used that looked almost exactly like the actual font they used in Pingu. So now let me actually talk about the physical DVD itself. Now obviously this DVD is bootleg, as you can tell, this DVD is obviously bootleg, as you can tell, but the cover was really well made, and so are the DVDs. They were actually officially printed. Not so much now, as at the time I kind of stupidly decided to wipe them because I thought it would clean it to disinfect it, but yeah, sorry original creator. But besides that, the discs were fairly good. Besides the insanely bad scratches, that is. Yes, I have to admit that the DVDs were pretty beat up, and it probably makes sense why the DVD was in acceptable condition, as you can see from this original eBay listing picture that I actually managed to find from a backup of one of my older computers. Even playing it at some of my older DVD players, it would have constant trouble reading it through several scenes. Yeah, to this day, I don't even know why the disc was so scratched up. I assume maybe just the guy that he made it, they probably didn't store it properly. Though besides all the talk about the actual discs itself, there's one thing that's always gotten me questioning. I've been questioning this for over 4 years now. Where did this DVD come from? What was the origin of this DVD, and how did it end up on eBay? So where did the DVD come from? The only thing I can really say or know is that it came from a seller called J Skis, I think that's how you, and that it was from California. And that's all I know where it really came from. the origin. Now, the origin of this DVD, we do have some theories as to where it originally came from. We had this theory that it was one of those special DVDs that they maybe gave out to hospitals or dentists that they usually play in like the center, or like in the it's like a DVD you can play there if you go to the dentist, which could also potentially explain why the discs are so scratched. The only thing that is a bit weird though is that if it's coming from California, why is it in PAL? Why is it in PAL format? And 3, and how did it end up on eBay? That, I also have a theory of how this could have been. Because the DVD is in PAL format, which we all know that PAL is mostly for the UK and Australia, but America is NTSC. So for all we know, this actually could have been from the UK or Australia and somehow made its way to America. But there's one thing I haven't addressed yet. Why does this DVD not have a barcode? Because if this truly was from a dentist or a hospital, it should have a bar label, but it doesn't. So for all I know, this could have been from like a torrent download or something, and then like you can make it, you can print it. Well, that's just a theory, I don't know, but like it's just so interesting. Something I do wonder is if anyone out there has actually remember seeing this listing and was thinking of getting it. Because if you have, I would really like you to maybe leave some information in the comments, which would be pretty cool. Which would be interesting to see, maybe just what your experience if you actually saw it. But as of now, that is really all we know about this DVD. We still don't know even why it exists, or where it came. Like we kind of know how it came up, but as I said, these are all theories. None of these is called concrete evidence. This is just theories. But until we get more information about it, this is all I have, and well, it's basically it. And also, this part is going to be about mostly whipping the DVDs, because I actually have put DVD ISOs on archive.org in case you want to look into it yourself, and some high quality scans. Like they are really high quality. Just trying to load them and just trying to actually load them and see them online. They take up a long time. So I may just recommend downloading all of the scans and the zip file that archive.org made. Not sure this part has nothing really to do much with the DVD, but I will mostly include it. You see, because with the issues with the scratches, I noticed that I found this DVD whipper called DVD Shrink, which I mostly use to whip all my DVDs on archive.org. Well, except for a few that I use WinX, but we'll get to that later. Now, you see, with DVD Shrink, I would call it personally myself the best DVD whipper ever made. Because, as I've said, I only use sometimes with WinX DVD whipper, which is said to be the best one for removing copy protection, but it has its flaws, because I remember trying to whip a Between the Lines DVD with it that was really damaged, but, you know, it just kind of got stuck, you know, it whipped, but the damaged part was still damaged. But what makes DVD Shrink really good is that it'll actually re-encode the VOB files, so if it's damaged in any way, it'll fix the file. Like it'll re-encode the file and fix it. It is pretty cool. Which actually helped me a lot with whipping these DVDs, especially for disc 3. Now, as I've said in the archive.org, the final episode was unreadable, so the only way I really could was by getting short snippets, which DVD Shrink actually lets you get only certain parts of the DVD if you want, which actually really helped in actually trying to, you know, just preserve whatever I can from the final episode. And also, if you're thinking of burning the third ISO of disc 3, I recommend not, because after the final episode, it simply cuts, which I don't actually know what, if you put it on a DVD, if it'll just cut too. But, yeah. And so that is, and also I put a link in the description, archive.org. You can look at it yourself. And so that's the end of this video, guys. So bye.